Confusion today on Capitol Hill. About an hour before a hearing was set to begin, Senate Intelligence Chairman Tom Cotton said Jay Clayton's confirmation hearing to serve as Director of National Intelligence was being postponed after President Trump told Clayton not to show up. The president is accusing lawmakers of moving too fast to confirm Clayton, and he's vowing to hold up a critical spying measure, FISA reauthorization, unless a separate voter ID measure, separate and unrelated, by the way, is attached to it. CNN's Lauren Fox is on the Hill for us to talk about this. Lauren, what are the details? What are you hearing from senators about him linking these two things and pulling this confirmation hearing?
Yeah, Brianna, a lot of frustration from some Senate Republicans up here on Capitol Hill, in part because they really believe that they were on a fast track to approving Jay Clayton to be the next DNI at a moment where many Republicans, as well as Democrats, were worried about Bill Pulte, who Trump had selected to be his acting DNI, stepping into that role. So right now, Republicans are a little bit flummoxed because they believed that they had been working in good faith with Democrats. They had been getting signals that Democrats were willing to try to move this nomination as expeditiously as possible. And then you just had Donald Trump, as one member put it, throwing a grenade into this entire process by saying on True Social in the wee hours of the morning, while many senators were sleeping, that he did not believe that Jay Clayton's nomination should go forward today before the Senate Intelligence Committee. A couple hours later, you had Senator Tom Cotton, who's the top Republican on that committee, making clear that he wanted to continue having this hearing unless he got word that Donald Trump didn't want Clayton coming before the committee later today. Well, clearly he got that word because a couple hours later, Cotton made clear that he was disappointed, but that they were going to be postponing this confirmation hearing. A couple of key things to keep in mind about what Donald Trump is demanding. He does want to include that voter ID law as part of the FISA reauthorization. Those two things are unrelated, and I would just point out that there isn't support, even among Republicans in the Senate, for that voter ID law on its own. It would need 60 votes in the Senate. It doesn't even have enough Republican support to get a majority of the vote. So a lot of Republicans just shaking their head right now, feeling like they were on a fast track to getting Jay Clayton to serve as DNI, someone who's popular, someone who a lot of Republicans have worked with in the past. Now they are basically starting back at zero. Brianna?
A lot of whiplash there. Lauren Fox, thank you for that report. Still to come, the Federal Reserve leaving rates steady as its new chief signals the central bank will deliver on its promise to fight inflation. The big takeaways from the decision